Hey guys, Sublord here, back again with another action figure review. Today I'll be taking a look at the DC Multiverse Target exclusive. I'm gonna say OJism for Target this time because some of these Target exclusives are a little tricky to find, especially if they're Marvel Legends named Warbird or Carnage or Venompool. You know who you are. That said, we are taking a look at the Target exclusive Platinum Edition, again, OJism Collector's Edition Geo-Force from Outsiders. This, of course, is brought to us by the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys, and they're going to be fine folks because this is a pretty solid addition to the DC Multiverse line of a character that I only know because of the animated series Young Justice, which is on ye olde HBO Max as of the time I am recording and uploading and posting and all of that stuff for this video. It's on HBO Max. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. Like, season 2 is probably my favorite season. I like the final season 2. The season this guy was predominantly in, though, it's a little weird. There's a lot of meta-human trafficking that's led by Granny Goodness of all people. You know, God forbid we actually got to see anyone fight Darkseid, but oh boy, Granny Goodness was a villain for like 20 episodes, like the main focus villain. And could have gone with someone cooler than that, but is whatever, I guess. So, with that being said, as far as accessories go, he of course comes with a collectible trading card with a bio on the back. He is Brion Markov of Markovia. He is Prince to the Throne. And in Young Justice, he has a thing for this chick named Halo, which is a combination of this girl, I think her name is Violet, right? And a mother box. And she's kind of like a rotting carcass at first, but then she kind of heals herself. It's very convoluted, and there's a whole thing with pronouns with that character that come up later on. It's very, very woke, but then again, so is Greg Weisman, the creator and or writer of Young Justice and Gargoyles, for those of you unaware, and Spectacular Spider-Man. Probably the least woke of his projects, but, you know, if you're into that sort of thing, you'll like the show. No, it's not that big of a focus, but either way. He does also come with a couple of faceplates. He's got this yelling one, which he gets pretty PO'd in the show. Then he's got kind of like a stern one. I like the cocky smirk I have on him. I think it's a cocky smirk anyways. Maybe it's not. Maybe I went with the stoic one. I can't really tell. These things are very small. And I wanted to get this video done, so I'll double check that before I put those faceplates away, so I know I got the right one. And then he comes with, of course, the Geo-Force effects, which stay on his hands okay. They could have been better. I would have rather they just plugged in, kind of like Ravens from the Titans wave, but that's just me. And that's your lie. You don't get a ton of accessories with this guy, which kind of sucks because, well, he could have used an alternate fist and an alternate open hand, especially since the last character to utilize this body mold, which was Commander Steel, if I'm not mistaken, and even Black Lightning, they came with swappable hands. So they each came with a pair of fists, came with a pair of open hands, and I think Commander Steel came with a couple extra hands. I can't remember what they look like, though. But moving this guy over, you may remember my review of this guy from way back when. Fall of last year. I want to say it was right around Thanksgiving, if not right after. It was December I had that review go up, but he was the previous exclusive collector's edition figure for the DC Multiverse line, and that of course is Lightning Lad from Legion of Superheroes. Is it Legion of Superheroes or is it League of Superheroes? I think it's Legion of Superheroes. It's basically like future Teen Titans, because a lot of them are like young adults or teenagers, which is interesting. But that's a team that's founded by Connor Kent Superboy, And it, too, had an animated series, but I don't know if that's on HBO Max or not. I might have to look into that. But this guy is the Platinum Chase as well, so your boy lucked out and got both Platinum Chases. Probably the more desirable versions of the characters. Even though my version of Lightning Lad's in like a black and yellow costume with white gloves, and I want to say white boots. Doesn't have yellow pants. Those were white when you bought them. Either way, taking a closer look at Brion here, not Brian. Okay, those of you who are illiterate AF and don't know the difference between an O and an A. He does have a hockey puck display stand recently with all McFarlane Toys releases, and here you go. Here is Brion of Markovia. Now, as far as the other characters on the Outsiders team in Young Justice, there's Beast Boy, Cyborg, Terra, his sister, actually. Blue Beetle, the Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle, Impulse. So we got most of those characters. We just need Terra and Halo/Violet, whatever you want to call her. And Black Lightning, I think, was on that team for a little while. So we do have some of those characters. The suits might not match up perfectly, but if you're not particular about that sort of thing like me, then you definitely got a decent setup going on. And I think this guy was also part of a team with Batman, Katana, Metamorpho, the likes of them, which I believe was the Outsiders team in the comics. It was those two, Black Lightning, this guy, Halo, and the like. But as far as his articulation goes, he is on the Speeding Bullets Superman Batman body, which, has some lines that people aren't a fan of. I don't know, I could really care. If it's not accurate, it's not accurate, but it's not something that grinds my gears. But then again, this is not my favorite character in all of comics, so if it was, maybe I'd be more particular about that. But I don't recognize this belt. I don't think we've seen these boots before. Maybe these are the Batman Superman boots. Same with the gloves. I want to say these were on the Commander Steel. But as far as his articulation goes, his head is fairly limited. He's got range, but it's fairly limited. But he can look up. He can look down, he can tilt side to side, he can look side to side. He's got his hair sticking out of his mask there. I don't think he had a mask in Young Justice. And by the way, these faceplates are pretty tight, but they will wiggle around a bit when you pose them. So be mindful of that. His shoulders will go out, back down, rotate. He's got the beautiful butterfly. He's got a bicep twist, double elbow. That works just fine. It's a little chunky, but it's fine. Wrists will hinge back and forth and rotate and twist because they are ball hinges. They are ball hinges. And then torso will crunch that far forward. Pretty good for a McFarlane figure. This far back, it is not the tightest thing, but it's not loose. If anything, it's like butter smooth. It's like very butter smooth because I shake him around. He's not like wiggling like that Cyborg. That Rebirth Cyborg was. He does have a waist twist, which is also not the tightest thing either, but that's okay because he's got the belt to add some friction to that. So that's fine. His torso's fine. He doesn't need to be the tightest thing ever. Because he doesn't have a bunch of crap hanging off his upper body. His hips will kick out to the side about that far. Back down, forward, and back. He does have a bit of a thigh quiver in there. Nothing to write home about, but it is there. He does have a double knee. That works okay. A little chunky on the top. I don't mind the bottom so much. Again, with McFarlane's, you want to pop like at least one joint to get him to stand. That's always a must. And then he does have ball hinge ankles that will twist, hinge, and pivot, just like his character in the Young Justice series. Then he does have a toe joint that does work just fine. And of course, big holes at the bottom of the feet for the hockey puck display stand he comes with. So yes, a very nice figure. Is it perfect? No. There are the things about the costume that people have mentioned, and also the lack of extra hands. But if you want this character, I don't know a lot of Geo-Force figures out there. I think there are a couple from DC Direct or something, but this is probably the best one from a quality standpoint and an accessory standpoint. he's just solid all around. So, standing him up there. Let's bring in our 2 regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith. Right there. And the infamous Elite Spawn, who, as usual, towers. Does he tower? Oh no, he's about the same height as good old Brion Markov here. So, with that being said, it is time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from the fact that the version everyone wants is, of course, the Platinum Chase, to which I say, oh, Jajum. Once again, I have to say that good old Brion of Markovia, aka Geo-Force here, is another fine addition to the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse line, especially if you're a Young Justice fan, such as myself, or you're just trying to complete the OG Outsiders team. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Till next time, I'll catch you guys later.